Hey yogis, welcome to today's class, which will be focusing on opening our shoulders, and we'll peek at our final pose, which will be King Dancer pose. And if you have a strap or a towel, I recommend it because we'll be using that to open our shoulders. So without further ado, let's get started in standing. So what you want to do is find a wall, and you'll place your hands on the wall about shoulder distance apart. Step back from the wall about 2 to 3 feet depending on your height, and begin to jut your bum out and press your shoulders down. So opening up the fronts of our shoulders, our chests. Just gaze neutral in front of you, or you can let your head and neck hang if that feels a bit better. Breathe into the space on the back of your shoulders. Keep sending your hips back. Maybe your hands walk down the wall a little bit more. Every inhale, you expand your lungs fully, and exhale. You sink your chest a bit closer towards the wall and the ground. Begin to draw your gaze upward, opening up the front of your throat. One more inhale here. Exhale, straighten your spine. Let your arms fall towards the side. Give them a little shake if they've fallen asleep a bit. And we'll meet at the top of the mat in standing. Let's inhale, sweep our arms up. Grab a hold of that left hand with your right hand and begin to tilt your body towards the right. Send your hips off towards the left as you find a nice stretch in your left side body. One more breath. And back to neutral. Grab a hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Shift your upper body towards the left, and hips come out towards the right. And back to neutral. Let your arms fall down, and let's take a few shoulder circles. So inhale, draw your shoulders forward and up towards your ears. Exhale, let them fall behind. Inhale, up and forward to your ears. Exhale, continuing with breath. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Let's go the other way. Inhale, draw your shoulders together at the back, up towards your ears. Exhale, fall forward. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, fall forward. A few more times with your own breath. At the end of your next exhale, let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Your hands point towards the front of your mat in mountain pose. Let's draw our belly in, tuck our tailbone, and lift our kneecaps. Engaged, strong in this mountain pose. arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep our arms up again. Exhale, dive forward. Forward fold. Let's stay in this forward fold here. Hands behind your shins if there's room. Perhaps you wrap your hands around your elbows. It's totally okay to have a bend in your knees in this pose, as long as you feel a stretch in your hamstrings and lower back. You're doing it right. You can play with shifting your weight from your heels to your toes, back and forth. Let's gently release our hands towards the ground. We'll step back to plank. Let's lower our knees, chest, and chin towards the ground here. Drawing your elbows close to your body. We'll stay here for a few breaths as we find a gentle chest opener. If you would like, you can release your hands from the side of your body. Take them behind, palms facing down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And if there's room yet, interlace your hands and see how high you can bring your hands off of your hips. If your hands are up, set them by the side. We'll crawl forward into Sphinx pose, placing our forearms down on the mat, grounding down through the palms of your hands. You inhale, draw your palms towards your body, open up your chest. Gaze up if that's in your practice. One more breath. Let's set our chin down on the mat. Place your hands by the side of your body. Tuck your toes. Push back up to plank before sending it back. Down dog. First down dog of the practice, so make this nice and fluid. Moving back and forth if you would like. And only when you're ready, you can sink into stillness. Take note of how your shoulders feel in this downward dog. Maybe they're a bit more open than usual after doing that shoulder opener at the beginning of a practice. And maybe they're not, and that's okay too. It's important to just be aware of your body, how your joints feel and how your body feels, with no judgment. Let's walk our feet towards the front of the mat. Forward. Fold. On an inhale, slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Head and neck come up last. And let's draw our arms above. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, draw your arms up again. Interlace your hands and see if you can take a back bend. Exhale. Dive it forward. Inhale up to halfway lift. And let's plant our hands. Step back to plank. Lower down again. Knees, chest, and chin towards the ground. Take whatever variation you'd like in this pose. I'm going to take my hands back again, but you do you. Let's release our hands by our sides. Clean up there. All right. Inhale, come up to cobra. Elbows bent still, keeping your hips on the ground. Stay here for a few breaths, squeezing our glutes together, drawing the belly in, breathing. Alrighty, let's tuck our toes, push back, down dog. Inhale, we'll lift our heels, hop or step towards the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up ahead again. Interlace hands, gaze back if you'd like. Exhale, dive it forward. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, plant your hands down on the mat, hop or step back to plank, lower down, chaturanga. Half push up here. Inhale, up dog this time. Staying here again. Shifting your weight from wrist to wrist. So let's practice shifting your weight towards our right hand as we gaze over our left shoulder. Let's shift our weight towards our left side body, gaze over the right shoulder. Back to neutral, maybe moving from side to side if that feels good. Finding some stillness here and pushing back to down dog. 3 cycles of breath. Inhale, lift your heels, hop or step towards the front of the mat, being careful if you have a cat in the way like I do. Move your cat out of the way. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Hands to heart center. Sweep your arms up again. And let's dive it forward. Halfway lift. Plant your palms, hop or step back to plank, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. In this down dog, let's step our feet together. Inhale, sweep your right leg up towards the sky. Let's stack our right hip on top of the left. Take a bend in that right knee. See if you can flirt with wild thing here as you begin to shift your right leg behind you. Take a peek at your right leg underneath your left armpit. Maybe did you hit wild thing? Setting your right foot on the ground. Taking your right arm overhead. And let's take it back. 3-legged dog. Sweep your right leg up again. And send that right leg forward into warrior 1. Inhale, arms up. Settle in here. Taking humble warrior now. Release your hands by your side. Interlace your hands behind you. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, sink your body down on the inside edge of your right leg. Maybe you'd like to place your right shoulder on your right knee, or if you have more depth, See if you can send the crown of your head towards the ground. Every inhale, bring up your hands a little bit more. Exhale, sink into that new space you found. Let's inhale back up to warrior 3. Exhale, warrior 2. Staying here for a couple of breaths. Draw your right knee out towards the right side of the mat so you can take a peek at your right big toe. Let's inhale, straighten that right knee, coming into triangle. We'll place the right hand down on our shin, ankle, or the round. Left hand over top. Now you can stay here or take a half bind with your left hand by taking your left hand behind and tucking it in on your right hip or even grabbing a hold of your right thigh. Gazing up here. Let's shift our gaze towards the ground and we'll walk our right hand forward about a foot, coming into half moon. If your left hand is in a bind, stay there. If you don't like the bind, you can unbind your arms, stack your shoulders on top of each other. Left hand goes up. Staying light in your right hand if possible. Maybe using a book underneath that hand if it doesn't quite reach the ground. And let's set that left hand down on the mat. Slowly step back with your left foot and set your left knee down on the mat. We're going to work on our hip flexors here. So staying here if you already feel a nice stretch in your groin, otherwise coming up. Placing your hands on your thigh to begin. Now it's helpful to have a book or block here if you don't quite have the flexibility yet. So what we're going to do is with your block or book, you're going to set it underneath your right hand so that your right hand can touch that block. Now if it touches the ground, that's great. If not, that's what the elevation is for. So we'll inhale, sweep our left arm up overhead. Take it back. So you're opening up the left hip flexor, left line of the body. One more breath. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Let's shift it back to half split. Inhale, flatten your back, point your right toes up towards the sky. Exhale, fold over your right leg. Now if you'd like, I invite you to give full splits a try. So just try walking your right leg forward, your left leg back as much as you possibly can. And staying there. It helps to have a pillow or blanket underneath your hips if your hips are still elevated off the ground. If you are in full split, however, try keeping your left toes tucked. So when you tuck your left toes, that allows you to square your hips towards the front of the mat so that you keep the length in your left hip flexor. If you're in full splits, shift your hips back into half split. And let's all tuck our back toes. If they're not already tucked, plant your hands firmly, sweep your right leg up. Maybe take a few circles with your right knee to release that stretch. And let's flow three-legged style. Come forward, plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Few breaths here. Take child's pose if that's calling you. If you're in child's pose, meet us in down dog. Let's step our feet together. Inhale, sweep your left leg all the way up. Stack the hips, bend the left knee. Begin to flirt with Wild Thing as you tip your left foot behind you. Your weight shifts into your right hand. And how slowly can you get into the full pose? Once you're in Wild Thing, take your left hand overhead and let gravity drape that arm towards the ground. Let's come out of this pose. Place your left hand on the mat. Sweep your left leg up. And send your left leg forward. Warrior one. Pivot your right heel down as you inhale up and hands above. You can have your hands at heart center if your shoulders are feeling a bit tired or that just doesn't work for you. Let's release our arms by our sides. Interlace our hands behind us. Opposite thumb on top. Inhale, open up the chest. Walk our hands down our right leg. Exhale, send it forward. Humble warrior. Warrior. Now in our second humble warrior here, see if you can bring your palms a bit closer together. One more breath, sinking a bit lower in your head. And release your arms. Inhale back up to warrior one. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Gaze over your left hand. Squaring your hips to the right side of your mat. Sinking a bit lower in your left leg if you can. Trying to find that 90-degree bend. Alrighty, let's inhale, straighten that left leg. Tilt our upper body forward to reach triangle. Again, super helpful to have a block or book for your left hand if you would like. And if you took the half bind on the first side, take it on this side. Wherever you are, focus on rotating your upper body towards the ceiling. Enjoy the lengthening of your left inner thigh, maybe right side body. Take your gaze towards the ground. Hop your left hand forward about a foot. Take your right foot up and come into half moon, bound or unbound. Gaze to the ground or gaze up if you feel more stable. Let's set both hands down on the mat. Shift your hips backwards until you set your right foot down on the mat, right knee to follow. Hands on the ground here, or begin to walk them up your left thigh. Maybe you stay here, or you let your left hand fall towards the mat or a block. And you inhale, sweep your right arm up overhead. Focus on sinking your hips towards the ground. Let's take our hands down and shift our hips back, half split. Inhale, flat back. Take your left toes up. Exhale, fold over any amount. Maybe this is enough for you, or you can shift into full split, walking your left foot forward, right knee back. If you are in full split, keep the right toes tucked. Enjoying the stretch wherever you are, half split or full split. It's not a competition. It's just finding the edge that works for you. I feel. A few more breaths. Deepen a bit more if you can. All right, let's slowly come up. Come back to half split. If you're full split, plant hands down on the mat. Inhale, sweep that left leg up. And send it forward, three-legged plank and three-legged flow, meaning in down dog. Now that we're in down dog, we'll all inhale, lift our heels, and hop or step our feet towards the front of the mat. Let's set our hips down to take some back bends. So we'll take 3 back bends in total, starting off with bridge, then moving to 2 wheels. If neither of these poses are your practice, you can try taking camel or hands on the wall again. So let's start off with bridge. Ground down through your feet. Inhale, lift up your hips. Squeeze your glutes together. Squeeze your thighs as if there was a beach ball in between. If you'd like, you can interlace your hands behind
coming up onto your shoulder blades. And exhale, let's set our hips down to the mat. Windshield wiper your knees back and forth. So second back bend will be wheel. You take bridge if that's more your style today. Alrighty, let's go for wheel. So plant your hands by your ears, come up onto the crown of your head, push through your hands, wheel. You can practice shifting your weight from your hands towards your feet, just finding the range of motion of your body. This doesn't have to be your deepest wheel here. And let's set the crown of our head down on the mat and our hips down. Windshield wiper your knees back and forth. Now for our third wheel, you're more than welcome to take it from the mat like we just did, or you can find a wall and do a drop back. So if you're doing the wall variation, stand up about one leg's distance away from the wall. Inhale, sweep your arms up and take your arms back. Place your hands down on the wall and begin to walk them down. So the goal with using the wall is to get into a deeper wheel than you would have with just a mat. Whether you're in wheel or bridge, try walking your feet closer towards your hands. If you're at the wall, begin to walk your hands back up the wall. We come to standing. If you're on the mat, set your hips back down on the mat. Windshield wiper your knees. For my wall folk, take a forward fold. Lengthen your breath as our breath tends to shorten in intense poses like wheel. Swaying side to side, that feels good. So let's all meet in tabletop position. We'll take a few cat-cows here to release our spine a bit more. Inhale, gaze up. Cow. Exhale, round your back, cat. Inhale, up. Exhale. Few more cats and cows, your own pace. Let's find a neutral spine. Plant your hands down firmly, tuck your toes, push back to down dog. Inhale, sweep your right leg up. Exhale, send that right foot forward to the outside edge of your right hand, settling your left knee down. We're going to come into lizard. So you stay with your hands on the mat, or you sink down with your forearms on the mat. In lizard, you should feel a nice stretch in your left hip flexor and right outer hip. Think about releasing your right knee out further away from your body, like the pages of a book. I probably use that analogy like every other practice. So my mental note is to come up with something other than pages of a book, but it's so good. Let's come up onto our hands for a quad stretch. So place your left hand down the mat, lean over towards your left hip, bend that left knee. Now this is helpful to have a strap. You can wrap the strap around your back foot as you grab a hold of the strap with your right hand. So draw that left foot into your body. Now with the strap, we're going to practice flipping our grip. So what I mean by that is you're going to grab a hold maybe a foot or two away from your foot, depending on your shoulder flexibility. And you're going to draw your right shoulder up towards the outside of your body and overhead. So now your right elbow is by your head, and as you kick back with your left knee, you should feel the front of your right shoulder open as if we were doing that standing stretch at the beginning of our practice. Kind of like wheel, just your right upper body. One more breath here. Let's gently release. Place your right hand down on the mat. Plant your hands. Step back to three-legged dog and take whatever flow you'd like. I'm going to take chin stand here. Meeting in down dog. Few cycles of breath in down dog here. Or you can grab some water if you'd like before moving to the other side. Alrighty, inhale, sweep your left leg up. Exhale, send that left foot forward into lizard. Set that right knee down, untuck the right toes. Place your forearms down the mat if there's space. Come back up to your hands for a quad stretch. So grab a hold of the strap. As you ground down through your right hand, wrap the strap around your right foot as you bring your right foot in to your hips. Feeling the lengthening of your right hip flexor and quadriceps. Now let's try flipping the grip. So grab a hold of the strap firmly, about a foot away, and bring your left elbow up and out and overhead. So once your elbow is by your head, you can kick back with your right foot to take your upper arm back a bit more. This stretch is super helpful for King Dancer's pose, which we will execute quite soon. Gently release. Take both hands down on the mat and come to three-legged dog before taking your choice of flow, meeting in down dog. Few cycles of breath here. Option to take child's pose. If you're in child's pose, meet us back in down dog. And let's inhale, lift our heels, hop or step towards the front of the mat. Release your arms and slowly inhale up to mountain pose. Head and neck comes up last. So let's move towards our pinnacle pose, King Dancers. So we'll start off with normal dancer. And normal dancer, if that is challenging for you, by all means, stay there. So let's ground down through our left leg. Take a bend in that right foot. Grab the inside edge of your right foot. Begin to kick back with your right leg as you tilt your body forward, keeping your hips square towards the ground. Left arm comes forward for balance. So you can take that right leg up a little more. And exhale, release. We'll shake it out. We'll come for a second set on this side. So you take regular dancers, if that was good for you, or you can try for King Dancer. Now, a little disclaimer, this is not the perfect pose for me. I can't get into it 100%. So I think it goes to show we're all working towards something. So with the strap or towel, wrap it around your right foot. So you're gonna grab a hold about a foot away from your foot, or closer or further depending on your flexibility. So let's take that right leg up, flip the grip. Now this helps if you're close to a wall for stability. Now with the help of your left hand, grab the strap a bit further away. See if you can bring your leg closer towards your body. And now, see if you can bring your right hand closer towards your foot. Maybe grab a hold of a wall for stability. Now perhaps you can grab a hold of your right leg, so your right foot without the strap. One more breath, and release. Shake it out. Let's move towards the left side. Ground down through your right foot. Bring your left leg up and grab a hold of the inner left leg as you tilt forward. Keeping your hips square towards the ground. Inhale, one more breath, fullest expression. Exhale, release. Let's grab a hold of our strap if you'd like to move towards King Dancer. So coming close to a wall for stability. Wrap that strap around your left leg. Grab a hold and reverse your grip with your left hand. Kick back with your left leg to open up your left shoulder a bit more. And you can use your right hand to bring your left foot closer towards your body so that you can grab the strap a bit closer towards your left foot. Maybe you can grab the foot and flip your grip there before heading to the full version of this pose. Gently release. Let's take it down towards the ground in butterfly. Feet together, knees apart. Walk your hands forward any amount, whatever feels good for your low back. Another option here is to take child's pose. Coming back up here, let's take straddle splits. Opening up your legs any amount. Settling your hips down towards the mat. Once you found a comfortable edge, draw the flesh away from your hips. Spread your butt cheeks. And again, walk your hands forward until you feel something in your inner thighs. Few more breaths. And slowly coming back up. Draw your feet together and we'll come into an inversion. So I'm going to take headstand, but feel free to take shoulder stand, legs up the wall, handstand, or whatever is calling for you. So I'm going to place my hands down on the mat. Create a triangle with my forearms. Set my head down in that triangle. Walk my feet close and so in headstand you can take a few leg variations such as straddle legs or taking one leg forward and the other leg back.
extend your low back. So you want to engage your core and tuck your tailbone in. Because we've done a lot of back bending today, it's good to have that core strength for counteracting the back flexibility. And that's my oven ready for my pandemic bread. And slowly come back down. Child's pose. If you were in shoulder stand, take fish pose. Hands by your side in child's. Slowing down your breath. Alright, let's shift back
Onto our seats, send our feet in front, and take a couple of supine twists.
Set your body down, hands out towards a T. Bring our knees up to 90 and let our knees fall over towards the right, looking over your left side body. Option to place a hand on the left knee. Back to center, and we'll let our knees fall over towards the other side, looking over the right shoulder this time. Finally, coming back to center, giving yourself one final tight squeeze. Inhale as much as you can here, and exhale, Shavasana. If you have time, I encourage you to take a super long Shavasana, as today's practice was quite intense. Thank you all for joining me in this practice today. I hope you guys all had fun and hope you found it a bit challenging. So I'll see you all next time, and until then, have a great few days. Namaste.